Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you on Zoom. I'm Alice Renwen Zhang, a PhD candidate at Northwestern University. It's my pleasure to share with you our research on distress disclosure on social media during the COVID-19 pandemic. The past year has been a wild ride to all of us, from a devastating coronavirus pandemic to a global movement against racism to the presidential election and so much more. We had to deal with the emotional roller coaster from this multiple overlapping crisis while being stuck at home. So for many of us, social media has become the main channel for getting connected, for venting, for supporting one another. Since last year, my social media has been rife with expressions of sadness, fear, anger, frustration, etc. So people are speaking out about the pandemic, the crisis, the politics, and sharing personal experiences and memorializing the deaths. This is an interesting phenomenon because sharing negative emotions goes against the positivity norm on social media, which favors positive self-presentation over negative ones. So the question is, how do people decide whether and how to express negative emotions on social media? And what do they get out of doing it? Understanding these questions could help us better understand online disclosure and privacy, point out areas of interventions, and inform the design of communication technologies that better support people in distress. In our research, we proposed a conceptual model to examine how personal, interpersonal, and technological factors predict people's expressions of negative emotions on social media, as well as their satisfactions after disclosure. We also examined the interactions between these factors in predicting distress disclosure on social media. We conducted an online survey via Qualtrics panels in May 2020. The final sample had 417 respondents, and their demographics mirror national representation. These are the main study variables. I won't go into detail, but just want to note that the survey participants were asked to recall a latest instance where they used social media to express negative thoughts and feelings related to the coronavirus, and then answered a number of questions, including the depths of their disclosure, the audience, the platforms, their perceived affordances of the platform, and the support they received. The results showed that perceived affordances are the strongest predictors of the depths of distress disclosure. So people talk more about their distress on platforms that allow them to keep a record of their communication, be anonymous, and allow them to control who the audience is. And these effects were found after controlling for specific platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. In addition, relational closeness was also related to disclosure depths. People talk more about their distress with people close to them, like their close family and friends. And two individual characteristics also predicted disclosure behavior, including their habit of disclosure and the gender. There's also an interaction effect between relational closeness and visibility control, suggesting that people disclose more distress with closer and stronger ties using platforms that offers more visibility control. Also, perceived affordances and relational closeness had indirect effects on satisfaction after disclosure, mediated by the disclosure depths. This highlights the importance of anonymity, persistence, and privacy in producing positive outcomes of disclosure. So this study extends the literature on online disclosure and privacy by highlighting the relative strengths and interplay of factors influencing disclosure of negative emotions on social media. It generalizes findings of previous qualitative research to a larger population. The results also emphasizes the importance of understanding affordances in terms of user perception, which may vary depending on users' digital literacy, life experiences, and physical and mental capability. Understanding perceived affordances helps us explain more meaningfully why people communicate in certain ways when using different communication applications. And finally, the study highlights users' needs for anonymity and privacy in in distress disclosure, and the importance of these affordances in enhancing positive outcomes of distress disclosure. So this study has a few limitations, and you can find the details in our paper. Thank you very much for listening. I'm happy to take any questions, and feel free to reach out to me via email.